Hey Ernesto, I just have a few comments on your closing argument right here. I gotta say that I think you're doing a great job. There's a lot of good things you're doing. First, let me look at my list of stuff over here. First of all, the main thing that I wanted you to work on was going back and forth between your sources. This person and this person says this, and back and forth, and then you jumping in and establishing your own position in there. You do a great job. Some of the places and while you're doing that, you also do a really nice job of coming to terms with these authors, and then extending their ideas into other places to either show the shortcomings or the strengths. So your interaction between authors, you're making conversation out of this, and you're coming to terms, forwarding and countering. I mean, those are the main things I wanted you to work on for class, and you've done an excellent job on those. The stuff, well, here, let me point out. For instance, right here you say, you make this quotation, and then you say, this is saying, and then you've got a typo in here, you need to get that fixed, but this is saying that boys show signs, right? So you give us a quotation, and then you explain it to us. It's a really nice job. Let's see, we'll get to these other things in a minute. And then you have this quotation about a woman's economic status after a divorce, and then you sort of explain the implications of this quotation, of this statistic that you just gave us, which is also a very effective move for you to take. Here you talk about these different reports, so you're reflecting on two different pieces of information you've given us. Also some excellent work. So you've got a lot going for you in here. There are a couple things I want you to work on. First thing, your quotations. If at all possible, I would like to see you cut your quotations to smaller sizes. Right now, you're sort of working with them as almost full sentence length, and you might want to look at them and ask yourself, well, what are the really important phrases or words, and see if it's possible for you to work with smaller pieces of the quotations instead of the full sentences. That would be something that you could work on. Another thing, let's see, you've got some typos in here. Here, when you introduce an author's name in the actual prose, the text itself, you don't need to include the author's name down here. You could just have the page number and the date, which brings me to another thing. You're going to want to take a look at the video for in-text citations, because you're not using page numbers right now, so you want to get that corrected. Also, when the name appears in the citation back here, it's just the last name, no initial, and of course page number and date and whatnot. And then when it appears in the text, you treat it, you don't have to invert it. You would say Nathan Watrick, or as Watrick explains, or something. So you want to work on making this a little bit more smooth. Here you've got a whole paragraph without any quotations, any citations at all. And this is where you're putting your own work in there. That's good, but you need to stay closer to the text. Remember, this isn't. These are not just something that you read and cite so that you can end up saying something in particular. What we need to do is, instead of focusing, turning away from the text and telling us about your life, you need to tell us about your life in terms of these texts. And so you really want to have at least one or two quotations in every paragraph. This one starts to move away from that, and in order to get you more focused, I want to see more quotations here. It's an excellent paragraph. It's just not exactly what I'm looking for with this assignment. Let's see. These are all good things you're doing. Your bibliography needs to be alphabetized. by this first word. So, you know, Gadala would appear before neighbors here. Otherwise, your formatting looks pretty good there. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see what the comments have to say. Okay. Yep, I think these comments seem to be okay. I'm not really going to comment on them. I've given you plenty to work on and think about. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. I look forward to seeing you in class on Thursday. Thanks.